This near right-hand side. Both sides have made 5 changes from their last fixture. Is that a surprise to you, Matt?
Not for Japan. I think they were really poor against Costa Rica and they had to change things from that. It is only 2 changes from the Germany game that they played, the first game in the group for them. So in that aspect, I think the manager has almost reckoned, I've got this a little bit wrong. Let's go back to type. Let's go back to how we were against Germany, playing against a big team again. Let's see if we can nick something.
Yeah, so Sergio Busquets will look to bring this ball further up the field for La Roja. Back towards Torres, now with Balde on the left-hand side. A exciting young fullback, making his first start for his country today. Here is the opportunity to come forward with Pedri, spreading it towards the right-hand side once again in Gavi. There will be those two, the young Barcelona midfielders, who I'm sure will try and dictate the passing and the possession for as long as possible. Here is Torres to come forward now for Spain. Japan trying to keep their shape at the moment, doing well to keep Spain at arm's length. Around 3.5 minutes gone in this encounter so far. Azpilicueta moving towards Rodri. Now with Torres once again. Torres will find Pedri. He gets away from Kubo, pressing from the front. Every Japan player still inside their own half. Spain comfortable in possession, and while Japan aren't really getting too close to them at the moment.
No, they're sitting well back in their own half, aren't they? They're not trying to get towards the halfway line. Looking to break quickly now down the right-hand side. It will be cut out by Torres, but Maeda doing really well, dogged, attacking them.
Maeda will look to set off Kubo on the right, and he gets away from Torres. Kubo gets a cross in. It's just about dealt with by Rodri. He then lost out, cleared away by Torres, headed down by Nagatomo, picked up by Gavi. Then has he found his man? No, says the referee. Looked like for a minute that Victor Gomez is going to blow his whistle. Sided against it. Morita will hold up Gavi and he'll go back towards Busquets. And once again, Spain can hold on to possession, but that's where Japan can hurt the Spanish today, on the counter, utilising their pace.
Yeah, fantastic, wasn't it? Really good pressing from the front, almost nicking it off Busquets once again. Rodri had to be careful, didn't he, in the box there? He controlled the ball.
Let's go Spain!
Much time on it. That invited a tackle.
Spain इधर हार जाएगा तो पता है जर्मनी चला गया, जर्मनी का भी गया, उधर जर्मनी भी हार गया तो जर्मनी का भी हाल खराब.
And yes, Kubo and Kamada on each side are trying to join Maeda up there, but the amount of possession the Spaniards will have, they're just going to keep getting pushed back, and that is what Japan needs to be careful of.
Yes, they really do.
Match बहुत तगड़ा होने वाला है भाई.
Keeping a watchful eye as Rodri will find Pau Torres to his left. Spain inching their way deeper and deeper into the Japan half. Is Dani Olmo going back towards Balde. Now with Torres as the pressure comes in from Maeda. Rodri now over towards Azpilicueta on the right. Little 1-2 with Busquets before finding Gavi. Triangle football from the Spanish, doing well to keep Japan on their toes, moving them from side to side, trying to tire out the legs. The longer this goes on, the more gaps you'd think Spain will open in the second half, when those tired legs will come into play.
Yeah, and they beat Costa Rica 7-0 because Costa Rica was so slow to the ball and slow to the man that was trying to press.
Here's Williams for Spain. Dangerous ball into the area, trying to find Morata. Will it fall to Olmo? No, it won't. Just about squirmed away. Forces Sergio Busquets. He'll go for goal from the edge, and that's the first effort that we've had in this game. And it shows why Sergio Busquets isn't really known for his goal-scoring exploits, particularly from outside the area. That going comfortably over the bar.
Yeah, the 34-year-old is not known to find the top corner from outside the box. Never mind with his weaker left boot. Just a question of offside as well as the ball put into the near post there by Nico Williams. Morata, the man perhaps straying there, but in the end, Japan were able to clear out towards Busquets. But yeah, it was first effort for Spain.
Let's go.
Many,
कोई ना.
you would have thought.
Spain का match.
Continue with the possession.
Concentrate करते हैं.
Find himself in that position a little bit more often.
Yes, very possibly as.
But Japan जीतेगा, Japan draw करेगा, मुझे मजा आएगा.
Torres just inside their own half, so opportunity for Japan here to inch their way further up the field. Here is Nagatomo, away from Azpilicueta. His through ball intending for Maeda. Forces Torres back towards Unai Simon.
Match देख रहे हो भाई लोग?
Once again to Pau Torres once more. And there's a bit of danger here as Japan take off the toes of Sergio Busquets. A little clipboard over the top flick on. Will it fall to Maeda? No, it's again squirmed away. Falls to Ito. Gets a shot away into the side netting. Opportunity for Japan. They were really struggling to get the ball down and find that half a yard of space. It was Busquets that had his pocket picked. It fell to Ito. took a while for him to actually get a shot away, and in the end, it never really looked like it was ever going to try by Simon.
No, it's a really horrible moment, isn't it, for Sergio Busquets? But they just kept playing the wrong ball. The first one, the slip down the left-hand side would have been the option. Instead, it was scooped up, and then it comes over in towards the feet of Yunya Ito on this right-hand side. And as you said, Will, his control just dragged the ball across his body. He never looked like he was going to get his foot around it and get the ball on target. But what a chance it was for the Japanese.
Yeah, really big opportunity for Japan, and well, you've got to take your chances at this level, particularly when you are the underdogs. You never know how many opportunities you are going to create. And there, Ito, I think it's a bare minimum, should have been testing Unai Simon in the Spanish goal. Here's Rodri for La Roja, finding Pau Torres, and once again, Spain will look to try and work it from the front. That's good football. Pedri and Morata combining. Now with Dani Olmo. Morata slow to his feet after being fouled. Olmo with the back heel, finding Balde in towards the penalty area. Cross in. Well dealt with in the end by Morita, and then lost by, I think that's Kubo. He's appealing for a goal kick. It's not going to go his way. It will be a corner. Spain, quick one-touch passing. Carved open Japan there.
Yeah, it's unbelievable what's being produced from the youth ranks, isn't it? Pedri and Gavi this time. The former just flicking the ball around the corner, instantly presenting for the 1-2, and Morata did well to shake off his man. It's a brilliant move down the left of Spain, just couldn't find the final man.
As Pedri finds Olmo, dangerous ball in. Morata's header straight down the throat of Gonda. It was a decent opportunity once again there for Spain. Lovely ball into the area, finding the man they probably would have wanted it to fall to. In Alvaro Morata. He was offside, so it wouldn't have counted if it didn't end up in the back of the net, but even so, taking away that offside element, should be it finding the corner there.
Yeah, it's good movement initially, isn't it, to try and find that space which was vacated, a man that's been trusted amongst many big clubs now, of course, Juve, Real, Chelsea, Madrid, but he never quite seems to settle at any of those teams, but he's certainly settling in this Spain team. Yes, he comes off the bench quite often, but he presents chance after chance, doesn't he? Yes, this time he was offside. Past as well, but you can't fault the effort for trying to get
Japan ka counter.
There's been a goal in the other game in this group, maybe unsurprisingly. Costa Rica 0, Germany 1. We're still waiting confirmation of the goal scorer, but it means as it stands, Germany would leapfrog Japan. So Japan have now really got to go for broke here. They need to get a goal to ensure that their qualification draw, unlikely to be enough now. They can't rely on Costa Rica to get back into this game. They need to put their own destiny in their hands. It was Serge Gnabry that got the goal for the Germans there. And that it's going to be even more cause for concern for Japan, in the sense that that goal has come very early in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that shows the Germans are on the front foot, and they will not stop while driving forward against the Costa Ricans. I mean, Japan, if they were to go through with a draw, they would have to score in this game to equal the record in terms of goals scored, and then you would go down to the likes of goals conceded, etc., etc., and then yellow cards, which we also talked about last night, didn't we? Yes. With those games. But yeah, I mean, Germany on the front foot, as you would expect.
Olmo's cross is blocked, it falls to Gavi, now spreads over to the right-hand side in Williams, back to Gavi inside the area. His cross in is well dealt with by Morita, back towards Williams. Japan getting players back behind the ball as the ball's put into the area. Morata, and there's the opening goal for Spain. It's a double whammy for Japan. After Costa Rica went behind in the other game, they have now gone behind in this one. Wonderful header by Alvaro Morata. 11 minutes in, you can't say it wasn't coming.
No, absolutely not. It's fantastic positioning from Morata.
Let's go, Morata.
Him into the starting lineup to do just that. Provide
Alvaro Morata. Let's go,
presence in the box. He's not played with one yet this tournament. He has played with one tonight. And 12 minutes into this game, Alvaro Morata has easily headed the ball past the goalkeeper. He didn't even get a single challenge in the box.
No, it's really poor marking, it's going to be said, from Japan, to the amount of players they had in the area. Delightful delivery by Cesar Azpilicueta, and it was the number 4, Itakuma, who just did not get anywhere near Morata. He lost him straight away, and it's a simple header. Very central, but when you're that close to the goal, it makes it very difficult for the keeper to react in time. So Gonda, although it probably came in just by his left boot, I don't think he really played it whatsoever.
अरे गोल करेगा मोराटा ही करेगा उसको पूरा कोई मार्क ही नहीं किया था जो भी मार्क करने जा रहा था वो तो गिड्डू टाइप का था
Good
goal.
And the Morata has towered over the top of them,
Good
and
goal.
it's seemingly a ploy, isn't it? The former Chelsea teammates linking up together there.
Yes, exactly. So as it stands, Spain on 7
Germany भी
points
goal दिया क्या?
in their game with a
Oh my
very
God.
healthy goal difference.
Gnabry
of
goal कर
+8.
दिया भाई उधर.
Germany would be in second on 4 points.
Gnabry भी goal कर दिया भाई उधर.
Third and fourth respectively, both on 3. But Costa Rica's 7-0.
इधर से स्पेन और जर्मनी जाएगा.
Always going to be below any side on goal difference, regardless of the points aspect. Here is Pau Torres finding Rodri. Japan not looking to press too far at the moment. I think they're trying to
Oh, ये भी head
the
से goal हुआ
momentum
भाई. Good cross.
from the Spanish and maybe just try and still catch them out on
Finally,
the break. How
Gnabry
long
को
do you
goal
think they
मिला
will
भाई.
look to just try and hold on to their shape before they actually take the game to Spain?
I think it could be at least into the second half. I really do. Will Maya Yoshida,
Let's
the
go.
skipper, of course, very experienced player at the heart of defence, was just telling his team to calm down just after that goal. If they stay at 1-0, they're still in this game. So it's not all hope lost, is it? But it's going to be so tough.
ये दोनों जीत जाएगा चला जाएगा
In
दोनों.
terms of Costa Rica holding on, Japan are going to have to hold on for a whole game because they're going to be feeding off scraps in this.
And you've got to remember, they went behind against Germany as well. Then they turned that round to win 2-1 on match day 1. So they are by no
Japan,
means out of this.
करो यार
But
अच्छा.
it is a poor start for them. We're just seeing a stat on our screen. 78% possession in favour of Spain. Just the 16 for Japan, with the remaining 6
हम चाहते हैं ये मैच
being
ड्रॉ हो,
the,
जर्मनी बाहर
contested
निकल जाए.
balls. And it's probably unsurprising that all the play is really happening inside the Japan half at the moment. Barely seen any in the midfield. get
जर्मनी उधर
into,
बहुत गोल डालेगा.
the Spanish half, let alone the striker of Maida. But looks like the Japan fans still vocal and behind their side, trying
Position
to
बहुत
G them
खेलता है
up.
भाई.
And that's
Position
the one
इतना
thing that you can
रखता
always
है
rely on from Japan is that their support
सामने वाला टीम
will
को
be
पूरा एकदम ये
with
हो
them
जाता
right
है.
until the very end.
Yeah, never failing. They wear their hearts on the sleeve, don't they?
Yeah.
There was lots of tears just when they conceded against Costa Rica. They knew the consequences of that one, but yeah, they will keep cheering their team right to the final whistle. And of course, it wasn't until the 75th minute that they scored against Germany. It was a long, long wait, but it was 2 in 8 minutes, so it comes around like buses sometimes, doesn't it?
Exactly, as Pedri does really well to skip away from Tanaka. Now finding Gavi, who will pull Kamada one side before going inwards towards Busquets. Now with Pedri once more, moving towards Balde on the left. Pedri once again. 15 minutes gone in this game, listening to unofficial off-tube studio commentary. Japan 0, Spain 1. Azpilicueta moving it back for
Sergio Busquets.
Simon, who's way out of his area, halfway,
Pedri.
well, basically close to the centre circle.
Balde.
The Spanish
Alejandro
goalkeeper.
Balde.
Trying to bring out his inner Manuel Neuer as Balde turns away from Ito. Finds Torres, who will spread it towards the
Position
right
तो
now.
है भाई ये
Just
लोग का.
inside their own half at the moment are Spain. They're slowing down the tempo. In no rush, as you would expect. They're in a very comfortable position. And Spain
Balde, he sounds like Balde.
towards
It's
the
Bengali
right-hand
में
side.
ball pass कर.
Japan really struggling to get within a yard of their opposition, and that really could be costly, but for the time being, doesn't look like there's going to be any change in tactic. Still just going to try and hold their position, but it's so easy for Spain to hold on to possession and move their way forward like they are now as Busquets finds Pedri. Pedri moving it towards Balde on the left. Can they get a second here? Balde trying to skip down the line.
भाई
Well
थोड़ा
held up by
pressing
Ito.
करना पड़ेगा
Balde
जापान.
back towards Pedri.
थोड़ा नहीं बहुत करना पड़ेगा
Ball
pressing.
through, intending for the run of Gavi. Pedri did well to mop up and play it back towards Pau Torres. Spain hold on to it once more, and well, whenever Japan have had possession, I don't think they've managed to spring 3 or 4 passes together.
No, it's unbelievable, the technical ability, isn't it, in this Spanish team. They just stroke it around with so much ease. It's so slow but deceptively quick as well at the same time. I know I'm contradicting myself, but
Yeah.
it just moves and flows, and it just suddenly sparks into action. And it's usually, of course, Pedri and Gavi in midfield, but the game intelligence as well between those two, and the fact that they're learning off Busquets in the middle, it's unbelievable to watch.
Yeah, it really is effortless at times from the
Let's go,
Spanish
Japan.
when they play football. They try and make it look like a training ground match whenever possible, as Pau Torres finds Pedri back towards Balde. Now with Dani Olmo.
हाँ जापान तो अटैक
Once
करना
again
चाहिए
on
यार.
the left, as Japan will force
Nico
them
William.
into their own half, at least temporarily.
फटाफट देखो स्पेन
Skips away from Maida, as Azpilicueta.
बोल बे.
right-hand side in the form of Williams. Back now with Pedri inside the centre circle. Moves towards the left again for Pau Torres. Balde happy to play it back around the defence. I know they're in no rush. Japan really need to find an upper gear here. They've done well to intercept and win the ball. Can they now kickstart an attack? Well, Morita will find Ito on the right. Ito tries to find Kubo, goes down. He's appealing for a free kick and he's won it as well. Looks like it's a flailing arm that may have caught Ito in the face there from Dani Olmo.
Let's
So
go
free
Spain.
kick for Japan, and any glimmer of an opportunity they've got to make use of. I mean, Olmo doesn't really do much wrong there. It's a case that Kubo gets caught in a Spanish sandwich.
Yeah, he's turned quite quickly, hasn't he? Dani Olmo in defending, and in doing so, his arm's at the perfect height to hit the attacker in the face. It wasn't purposeful at all, just as you said, a flailing arm, just an outstretched one that's accidentally caught.
Now, I've got to say,
जापान को बहुत अटैक करना पड़ेगा भाई.
Maeda today for Japan, despite the lack of service he's getting, he's doing everything he can defensively. He's made a few interceptions, but not always helped out by his midfield teammates. As the pass by Pau Torres is intercepted by Itakura, of course at fault for that first goal. Have to really hope that he can help his side get back into this game, but almost 19 minutes gone. There's no real semblance that Japan are looking to at least get back immediately into this. There might be damage limitation for the first half. We've only written down 4 chances, 3 of which have gone to Spain in the opening 20 minutes, but you'd probably say each chance they have created, they've looked very dangerous for.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just the way they methodically go forward. Yes, they had that almost spurt of a few chances. They're not going to rush to try and create more. They will just do it methodically in their own special style that they do, and they have done for many years. It's brought them success, of course, so they'll just keep ticking over and then spark into life when they need to. But it's one of those, Williams, Olmo and Morata will present for the ball as much as they can, but it may be a case that they barely ever receive it, but when they do, they will drive straight away.
Azpilicueta
World Cup
finding Williams, who does well to hold on to possession, plays it down line, telling for Gavi. Well intercepted by Taniguchi. Gavi has then been adjudged to, I think, have fouled his marker. I'm not sure if it might be given as a throw-in instead, but Gavi protesting his innocence. Did look like he may have been a slight push in the back of the Japan number 3. It looks like it will be a free kick for Spain, which is rather surprising. Not sure where that's come from, but clearly Victor Gomez has spotted something he hasn't liked, so it will be Spain to continue holding on to possession with Balde. Back towards Pau Torres, who skips away from Maeda. Back now with Rodri. Turns out, finds Azpilicueta to try and
first half में भी goal आ गया भाई, हाँ?
Spain finding Gavi. His pass is blocked. Will it fall to Pedri? No. Well won by Ito. Now with Maya Yoshida. Spreads it towards the left now for
press करो भाई, press करो.
Has to come back for Morita. That's a poor pass. Busquets there with the interception.
पीछे मत खेलो.
Back towards Torres. And they're never wanting to try and catch
चलो Japan counter.
out on the counter, Spain. That whenever they pick the ball up in a position where they could easily counter, they'd much rather just hold on to possession and slow down the tempo once again.
Miss pass नहीं होना चाहिए.
Game plan.
Yeah, absolutely. They make the ball do the work, and it showed just before, didn't it, with Rodri driving down that right and side, just pinged it straight into the feet of Azpilicueta, and he had 10 yards to run into. And that was just the way that they moved the ball about, created that space. It wasn't as if anybody had made a quick tackle and then run forward. They just somehow worked that space. In the end, it was a poor ball that went through in towards Gavi and sold him rather short on the blind side. But yeah, it's just clever work, and Japan just need to keep working. And you have to say, second half, there's definitely going to be substitutions for Japan, just with the amount of defensive work rate they'll have to go through in this game.
Yes, and we just also saw images of a Mexican wave erupting around the stadium, which you can't really blame the fans for, considering how much Spain have just stunted any tempo or any sort of excitement in this game after they took that lead. With how you've seen them play in the group stages so far, I don't think Spain were ever really touted as one of the favourites for this World Cup. Do you see them as one of the favourites now?
मैं नहीं बोलूँगा अभी सेमीफाइनल में मिलेंगे या फाइनल में
Argentina the other day. They struggled a little bit past Mexico as well. We're reliant on Messi, and they and Brazil were up there as the favourites, and Brazil are now without Neymar. England, of course, going through to the next stages, as are Holland and Germany have been faltering. So you'd probably say they are up there, just on form.
Here's Morata with an effort on goal. That's well saved by Gonda. The ball rather fortuitously fell to Alvaro Morata there, with the pass coming from Gary, taking a deflection into the path of Alvaro Morata. Did well to get a shot away with a bit of power, slight deflection, but once again, straight at Gonda.
It was. He does the right thing though, doesn't he? Tried to hit it first time. He was closed down. It was a difficult angle. So
जापान प्रेस करेगा तो ये लोग अटैक करेगा.
He posed a problem for the goalkeeper in Gonda, but yeah, he stood up strong to it and did everything he needed to, which wasn't, in fairness, all that much.
Now, well, we have passed the halfway point of this first half. It is Japan 0, Spain 1, and hopefully taking us through a bit more excitement in the end of this first half will be Matt Guy.
Yep, cheers, Will. Just hoping for more goals in this game, and I tell you what, if it came the way of the Samurai Blues, it would certainly open this tie-up, because it would put Japan in a really strong position.
पेप गुआर्डियोला नहीं है, फिर भी सब पेप गुआर्डियोला की बात करता है.
To get them through, of course, into the knockout stages. They've been in the World Cup 6 times before this year's competition. 3 times they went out in the group stages, 3 times out in the round of 16. So they're not strangers to the knockout rounds, but here comes Cesar Azpilicueta chasing forward, threads the ball in behind.
स्पेन जैसे टीम को है ना, पहले अगर गोल खा जाएगा स्पेन, फिर वो लोग बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेशर में आएगा.
Yeah, that's good defending in the end by Itakura, but once again, so easy for Spain to carve open the Japan defence. It's Azpilicueta who's looked really good on that right-hand side, marauding forward. Timed his pass for Morata, who may have just been offside. It might have been brought back for that decision. The cross takes a healthy deflection. Olmo does well to bring it back into his stride, but it's very well defended by Itakura, who stuck with Dani Olmo all the way and threw his body at the ball to ensure that he would be able to deflect it behind.
Offside था.
Looking in behind as well in the shape of youngster Gavi. So had Olmo not got to it, then potentially Gavi could have had a strike himself. Just seeing another replay of that previous effort from Alvaro Morata, which went straight down the throat of Gonda. The play has been pulled up, in fact, for an offside, and therefore
Shuichi Gonda. गोलकीपर का नाम देखो.
Flick down the left-hand side now forward to Japan as Deitch
hard nine
forward. But he himself has also strayed offside on that left-hand side. The Eintracht Frankfurt man, he was cutting a frustrated figure, as you would expect in that Costa Rica game. Just seeing another angle of that one. Yeah, you just see the cut lines of the grass. And the linesmen out there quite a lot, don't they, Will? And Pau Torres was the man that was the last defender, but did well to see where Kamada was going. Allowed him to sprint into an offside position. Gavi now dropping the ball back to
just offside.
Simon, just outside once again of his own box. He is basically playing as a sweeper in this game. Just plays one short into Torres. Torres finds one forward towards Pedri. I say towards, it was nowhere near him. In fact, as there's Kamada winning the ball back here for Japan. Into the middle it comes, a quick turn perhaps. No, there in comes Gavi. And great control from Busquets, and boy, does he have eyes in the back of his head. He's able to quickly spin around, play the ball back to his defence. Unai Simon.
Oh, chalo, let's go. Counter.
There's another man there in Kubo. It goes back to the goalkeeper.
जापान चलो भाई तुमको. अबे यार ऐसे ball lose नहीं करना है.
They've been caught a couple of times playing it out from the back, Will, but they're still going to continue to do it.
Yeah, they're not going to shy away from their sort of footballing identity in that front. It's always going to be a case in some instances you are going to get caught out when you try and play that sort of football as Baudi gets across, and that's comfortably dealt with by the Japanese defence. At the moment, there's no real cutting edge to Japan's attack for them to really capitalise on these errors, because they are going to force these mistakes from Spain. But we already saw earlier on they managed to win possession back, and they weren't clinical enough. They made the wrong decision on a number of different occasions. In the end, the attack broke down. It was a poor effort by Ito into the side netting. So if they can continue to force it, the errors, great from a Japanese point of view. But they've got to be able to start testing Unai Simon, because he's had a field day so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Kubo just had a bit of space down the right-hand side and played one towards Maeda. They were both completely on different pages, and the ball didn't go anywhere near the striker. Quick win in the ball in the midfield, and a free kick's being given there. Busquets trying to drop.
भाई थोड़ा प्रेस करना पड़ेगा जापान को भाई.
right-footed challenge. Just see another
Mispass नहीं होना चाहिए भाई.
But only after he kicked the shins.
Yeah, I initially thought it was the wrong decision from the referee there, but looking at the replay, he just caught the man first. It could have been one of those that if it was let go, I don't think there would have been too many complaints either. It's just unfortunate with which way the decision went there for Japan.
Yes, Busquets almost plays the ball straight to Maeda, just on the edge of the box there. Unai Simon fires it out to the right into Azpilicueta.
Busquets बहुत experience.
There's the number 9 in the midfielder of Gavi, tries to drop the shoulder against Marito. That's great midfield play from
Morata लगातार 3 मैच में 3 गोल आ गया उसका.
Olmo picking up the ball for Spain, has a chance to drive into the midfield area. He looks to slot one through on the left-hand side. He puts his hands to his face, wondering why Morata didn't make the run, but for me the pass was a little bit overhit.
Yeah, it was massively overhit there by Dani Olmo.
अबे यार जापान मिस पास नहीं होना.
The attacker there had plenty of time to pick out his
Dani
pass.
Olmo,
I think he just tried to force
यार
it because he was
bad
aware
pass.
that he maybe took a little bit longer to find Morata than he could have in the earlier phases of that attack, and his pass was woefully overhit. So even if Morata had timed his run well, there's no way he was ever going to beat Gonzalez to the ball.
Still 1-0 to Germany in the game between Los Ticos, Costa Rica, and Germany. Of course, that suits Spain and Germany. See them both through to the knockout stages. Of course, we have the other games that have happened over the last few days. The second place team in this group will face Morocco, who were able to top Group F earlier today, and the top ranked team in this group, looking like Spain at the moment, would face Croatia in the round of 16 after they finish second in that group with Morocco Group F, which of course saw the golden age turn into the bronze age. Belgium not making it through the group stage.
How long have you been waiting to say that?
Well, it was a comment actually from a Belgian journalist the other night that I heard that they've started to call them the bronze age because they're not performing, and then they go out the next day. So yeah, they're a little bit of a pessimistic side, says that Belgian journalist, and it's turned out that way as well with their performance in this competition, which has seen Roberto Martinez end his tenure as head coach of the Belgian side. But in this game, in the Khalifa International Stadium, Japan 0, Spain 1. Early header, the 12th minute from Alvaro Morata as Spain look to go over the top, but Itakura will see this one go back to his goalkeeper Gonda. Will chase all the way, fired into the midfield. A chance then for Tanaka to turn in the
position
middle of the park. It back to Tanaka. Ito's being caught late, but the play continues. Referee saying advantage. Manager Hajime Moriyasu saying switch the play. They try to, but play straight into Azpilicueta. But great.
जापान थोड़ा अपने पास पोजीशन रखो ब्रो.
Ever experienced Nagatomo to win the ball back for Japan. Coming down the left then is Marito. Just chopped back for the moment. It's fired into the feet.
वो लोग भी जितना प्रेस कर रहे हैं उनको भी करना पड़ेगा.
Longest spell of possession here for Japan.
Yeah, they've done well to ride the initial
यार
red
मिस पास
wave
कर रहे हैं,
of
easy
attacks
ball.
and possession, and they're now finding their feet in this. They're
ball
making
को इतना
a few
जल्दी.
passes. They're actually making the game a little bit more open from a neutral perspective. It's more enjoyable on that front. So this can
जापानी भी
only
एक
mean
गोल
good news
दिया
really
है,
for
कोई
Japan
इशू
holding
नहीं.
on to possession. They just need to
जापान
start
तो
doing a
मैच
little
ड्रॉ
bit more
करेगा,
with
इजी
it.
चला जाएगा.
Game opening up as both teams look to take a few gambles in the middle of the park.
इजी तो नहीं जाएगा.
Couldn't find a
Goal
teammate up
difference
top.
देखेगा.
Spain play quickly forward, but in the end are forced to come back now into the feet of
देखो
Ferran
कैसे
Torres
गंदा
and
पास दे
Rodri.
रहा है.
Azpilicueta tucked in on that right-hand side. Just having a look at Nico Williams over there on the far side of the field. Just took a little bit of a knock as a sliding challenge came in. It was a fair one.
पीछे खिला देगा बस.
Certainly
भाई स्पेन तो भाई पूरा पीछे खिला देगा. लो अभी जाना है तो आओ. अब तुम जब जाओगे तब वो लोग प्रेस कर देगा.
Just controls the ball left-footed, right-footed a few times, just wandering forward, plays it out to the right-hand side, and he's caught his Busquets. Maeda, he's on the front foot all the time in this game, trying to win the ball back. This time, catches Busquets on the ankle.
Yeah, and I think Maeda has sort of identified
भाई
Sergio
एसपी
Busquets as
ऐसा
the
लग रहा
player
है
to
बहुत दौड़
attack
रहा है.
in this midfield because he's already had a few sloppy passes, particularly when he's
Azpilicueta.
facing his own goal, which was almost been caught out for a Japan attack on a number of
भाई
occasions.
Busquets
Obviously, one
का
actually
पाँव
ended up
तोड़
with
देगा.
a effort
वो
on
बहुत
goal
मार
for
खाएगा.
Japan, but that time he's just slightly late to the party, Maeda, and it was a foul in the end.
Yeah, just catches him on the ankle as we see a replay. Striker's finish, striker's header, wasn't it, from Alvaro Morata, straight down. So we also see in our shot independent unofficial off-tube studio commentary coming your way. Daichi Kamada looking rather resigned to the fate of his side just for a split second.
एज़्बेलाक्वेटा ने अच्छा क्रॉस दिया था, मस्त फिनिश किया, इजी फिनिश एक्चुअली.
Right, let's just hold this one out. Let's see if we can find back 3-3 for Morata now. Their super sub that started this game as Gavi is the latest to have been caught in Spanish red, and he's also holding his left ankle, or he was initially. Victor Gomez just in conversation with Taniguchi, who I think is the guilty party. Ooh, yeah, just a little stud on the back of the Achilles or the ankle there for Gavi, an accidental one perhaps, but no doubt a sore one. 3 minutes we're coming up to now, still Japan 0, Spain 1, Costa Rica 0, Germany 1.
अबे रेफरी का मुंह पे क्या मस्त स्माइल है बे.
Busquets trying to install some positive momentum again for the Spanish side. Here in the midfield comes Maya Yoshida driving forward with the ball, but in the end the ball just goes out of play. It goes out of their possession on the right hand side, as Alex Balde does well to just come back and win the ball back for La Roja. So here is Rodri once again walking on the ball, walking football for Spain. It just seems to move through the thirds as they make their way up the field.
ये वाला गेम मजा नहीं आ रहा भाई. मैं देख रहा हूँ थोड़ा सा.
Centre half, of course, for Villarreal. Unai Simon inside his own 6-yard box, chops back, and Maeda was right on his toes, and he swings one out in the end.
Germany वाला मैच
I don't know how he's found the Chelsea man on that right hand side. Ball fired down the right hand side. Maya Yoshida looking to come back. Nico Williams chasing onto it, and it's cleared by the Japanese out for the back. Sliding challenge from Nagatomo. This game is bursting into life once again. Nagatomo down the left looking for Kamada. In behind Rodri. Shouts for an offside. It's play on for now. The Japanese are eventually pulled back, but Unai Simon, almost the orchestrator of his own downfall there.
Oh, he really, really was. They're playing with fire at the moment, Spain. Unai Simon just took his time, tried to find the right pass. He changed his mind at the very last moment and made so close to picking his pocket. And, well, with the way they're playing at the moment, I feel like it is going to be an error like that will actually allow Japan back into this game, because at the moment I can't really see Japan getting a goal from usual open play if it's not a defensive error.
No, absolutely, and it's all credit as well, isn't it, to this front line of Japan and Daiza Maeda, of course, up top. The way, it's not just sometimes the speed that you press, but it's the fact that you're all together and the way that you press, and the angles that you try to cut off, the passing lanes that you get rid of, and that's what Unai Simon has been struggling with, his decision making in trying to make a pass, because Maeda is doing really well to cut off his options. Here is Kubo picking up the ball on the half. Not seen too much of him in this first half. Good bright cuts inside there as he finds Kamada down the left, receives it back, does Kubo, then out to the left hand side for Nagatomo. A couple of men in the box, it cuts back in towards Kubo, controls it, left hand side of the box, chops back again to his right. Nagatomo offering for a cross, just holds on to the ball for the moment. Spain are all back inside the box, and there was a good 5 or 6 of them. It's chopped inside to Morito.
इधर का गेम भी सेम चल रहा है.
A move of Nagatomo, but they just hold on to the ball. It's smart play from the Samurai Blues, picked up by Tanake, then back once again to Morita. Morito drops it back into the defence, and control in the end from Kamada. Sees the ball out to Ito on the right hand side. He wants to break forward. He is a winger of note, but here Kamada into the box on the right hand side. Shot towards goal, blocked away by Torres.
Musiala easy finish.
You could argue that they should be quicker in their decision making. I think they're a little bit hesitant to put crosses into the area because they are by far the more diminutive side of these two teams. They'll likely be beaten in a physicality battle, so they're going to have to keep it on the deck and use their quick feet. There it was good play by Daichi Kamada to break into the area. His shot, though, well blocked, but it's vast improvement from Japan.
Yeah, absolutely. Pau Torres was saying that Yunya Ito was offside, but the play was continued, and Ito's throw-in, in fact, has just ended up with a tackle between Itakura and one of the Spanish players, and out it goes for a Spanish throw. And once again, the Japanese fans in full voice cheering their team on will receive some confidence from those last few moments, of course, that their team could turn this around like they did against Germany. As controlling that one on the edge of his box is Rodri. About 8 minutes or so plus added time at the end of this first half to come. Hasn't been too much by way of stoppages in this first half so far, just ball going out to play for corners and throw-ins, and of course the goal celebrations. Here's Olmo down the left for Spain. Just putting the ball back towards halfway, finds Pedri drifting into a gap. There's Morata dropping deep as that false number 9, as Gavi makes his way forward in the number 9 shirt. But he receives it now off Azpilicueta. He's held up by Marito, and into the midfield it comes once again. Here's Torres, a deep line midfield role, just looks to chip one forward. Almost ran out of ideas there, Torres, and went for a chip forward that really never was on.
Yeah, maybe it's just a sign of a little bit of frustration there that Japan are sort of forcing Spain into the side passes, then not allowing the open gap. So maybe the Spanish players are just trying to force the initiative a little bit. And there, Pau Torres got his angles and execution all wrong. It was a comfortable take for Gonda. Ever since really going behind and maybe running out the first wave of the opening 20-25 minutes, Japan have looked a far better cohesive side, and they're making more of a fist of things now.
Yeah, absolutely. They have really set themselves to organise since that goal, and they have kept that calm head that Maya Yoshida, their skipper, was asking for. They just need to hold on for another 7 minutes and reshape at half-time.
स्पेन का मैच में कोई शोर शराबा नहीं है.
Back in this game, which could spur a potential victory. Of course, they could do with the results. As things stand, they
Japan
knocked out of the group stages as a flying-in challenge there in the middle of the park from Itakura. I believe it is. We'll see the first yellow card of the game, just a little bit too exuberant coming in for that tackle.
Yeah, it's a very forceful tackle by Itakura, trying to catch the ball before it fell its way to Pedri, but it was always going to be late to the party, coming straight through the back of the Spanish midfielder. And no matter what, if Japan go through, Kuitakara will not be available for selection, as that's his second yellow card of the tournament. But yeah, I don't think Victor Gomez really had any other option but to show a yellow.
No, absolutely not. It was a kick in the back of the leg, wasn't it? The calf was rattling there, shall we say, for Pedri. And as pro players know, you really can't get away with anything if you're tackling from behind unless you win the ball cleanly. As we just see a replay being shown to us that Serge Gnabry has just hit the ball just wide of the Costa Rican goal. So Germany still on the front foot in that game, but here comes Spain losing the ball in midfield. Marito coming forward with it to the right-hand side. Chance for Tanaka to try and cross this one in. It's a really poor touch, and Alex Balde just does the right thing. Experience work from the youngster, sees the ball out of play.
Fantastic defending there by the Spaniard, but he shouldn't have been given the option to get there. It's sloppy play from Tanaka.
Alright, let's go.
Controlling it with the outside of his right boot. He wasn't expecting it to fall there. Then Balde utilising his strength well.
अबे यार क्या कर रहा है जापान?
Fantastic play by the youngster.
Yep, absolutely.
क्या कर रहा है?
Again from Japan up front. I think perhaps the amount of gas that they've used in defence is halting their own attacks.
देना है तो दो यार, बहुत ज़्यादा under confidence लग रहा है.
3 games in just over a week and a bit. As this group stage goes on, this is the last game of the groups, of course. In this group, anyway, Group E. Group F has had its conclusion. Still G and H to take place tomorrow. The games in the group stage and the knockout stages.
Spain को simple match जीतना है.
This service as Pau Torres comes forward with the ball. It's turned around the corner instantly by Sergio Busquets. Is then in a headed battle in the middle of the park. He loses out.
Japan थोड़ा fight देगा, मजा आएगा यार.
Decides to put boot through ball there, headed forward then by Taniguchi, and a bit of head tennis as the ball eventually hits the deck, and Nico Williams will pick it up on the right-hand side. It has Williams Jr. on the back of his shirt. Of course, Nico Williams, the exact same way you
बॉल अगर मिल भी रहा है ना, 5-10 सेकंड के अंदर ही वो लोगों के पास फिर से चला जा रहा है स्पेन का. स्पेन का सीन है.
First start for Spain alongside Alex Balde at left back, who's just played a good ball over the top for Dani Olmo. Up against Ito, looks to flick that one over his head. Great control from him. Comes forward again, crosses, blocked first time. Comes back to him, jinks the shoulder. Jinks and Giants go one way, then the other. Back to Balde in the end. Good work from him. Into Pedri. Opts to go with the cutback instead of the cross, which is the play out to Azpilicueta. Great presence of mind there from the youngster. Here's
Dani Olmo पकड़ पाएगा?
to Azpilicueta. It's just quick.
भाई easy कर रहा है बे.
Moment for Spain. That Japanese defence, that defensive 5 is so narrow on the edge of the box. La Roja has not been able to find their way through, and in the end, it's another poor pass from Busquets. Sees him lose the ball, but he instantly wins it back. Sets his side on the front foot to the left-hand side for Olmo. Chops inside, blocked from the shot
Williams,
there by Taniguchi. And what a vital block it was.
Fantastic defending by Taniguchi. I think he always read where Dani Olmo's control was going to take him and positioned himself perfectly to make the block. So when Olmo was going to take the shot, there was no gap whatsoever to break through. Brilliant defending.
Gavi now in the midfield. Spain look to just ramp things up for these final few minutes of the first half, around about 3 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. Olmo, left-hand side, into Balde now. It's just been squared up by Ito, so the ball comes inside to Pedri, now with Rodri. Out to the right into Azpilicueta. The Japanese are getting close here as they push forward, but Azpilicueta, with all that experience in those boots, just plays it back to his goalkeeper. Just make sure there's no error in midfield there. Once again picked up by Busquets in the centre circle. Again, Pedri. Just a little bit slow to press there. It's fired eventually. Rodri. Gavi controls, takes another touch in the pass back towards Rodri. Spain once again on the front foot. Boy, they would love to go into break 2 goals to the good.
Let's go, भाई. थोड़ा position छोड़ के भी attack करो, भाई. एक गोल मजा नहीं आ रहा है.
Winner as it's fired in, up front into the feet of Maeda, who tries to turn one off first time. Nice idea to try and find Kubo, but once again, that pass is lacking.
It's the execution that's letting them down at the moment, Japan. They've got all the right ideas, they just don't have that follow-through in order to kickstart the attacks. Maeda trying to set off Kubo on the right-hand side, but it was always going to be one winner in that defensive battle, and that was always going to be Balde, who's blessed with some fantastic pace and strength. It has to be a pinpoint accuracy of pass in order to actually find your man there.
Williams chops one inside to Gavi, who's caught late. The play was allowed to continue for a moment as Nico Williams chased towards it, but it looks as though to me that Taniguchi is going to be the second Japanese player into the book tonight, and he is. 44 minutes gone on the clock, and Taniguchi just adjudged to have caught Gavi late there. Correct decision as well. It was a little sloppy, a little late from Shogo Taniguchi, and a good chance here for Spain.
Gavi का पांव तोड़ देगा भाई.
A minute plus stoppage time to go in this first half. Instead, they just play it short. What else would I expect from Spain? I don't know why I was ranking that one up to be a whipped ball into the box. It's not the Spanish way when they're not right on top of the 18-yard box. And once again, the ball is at the feet of the 2 centre halves. We see receptions of the ball between the midfield and the defensive lines of the Japanese ranks. And Williams is top of that with 13 receptions, should I say. And now, Maya Yoshida's found himself in the book, a late challenge on Morata. That's 3 centre-halves with 3 yellow cards. Yeah,
that's all 3 of the main defenders on a yellow card now. Yoshida coming in through the back of Alvaro Morata means the wing-backs of Ito and Nakatomo, the only players without a yellow card. And looking at the replay there, I don't really think there's too much wrong that's been done by Maya Yoshida. I completely understand why he's so frustrated. If there is any contact, it's very, very minimal. Definitely not yellow card worthy.
No, absolutely not. He's just pointed at the referee and having a word saying there's been challenges there, and there, which were exactly the same, perhaps by the opposition. And you didn't give a yellow card, but yes, you did in that circumstance, perhaps. Demonstrating that Alvaro Morata bought that one with 1 minute of added time as expected. Nothing really at the end of this first half. It's a Spanish performance, isn't it? The ball stayed in play for the majority.
Exactly, yeah. They've the only time it's really been out of play was obviously for that goal. And apart from that, it's just been in their possession. So it's unsurprising that we've had so little added time. But with 30 seconds remaining, there might be a second goal here.
Yeah, Azpilicueta finds Nico Williams on the right-hand side. He's shaping up against Nagatomo as he strikes towards the front post. It was a shot come cross. He's saying there should be a corner of Nagatomo, staring at the referee. Ball whipped over the top of everybody. In the end, I think the corner has been given.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. And haven't yet seen a replay to see if it was the right decision. The corner is going to be taken from the opposite side that maybe you would have expected, but it will be the final bit of action that we have in this half. So final bit of play really for Japan to try and survive.
Yep, and they might as well throw everybody up from the back, Spain, and there are Pau Torres and Rodri in the middle of the box alongside Busquets and Morata whipped in towards the front post. Goalkeeper comes for it, think it comes off the head of a defender as Kubo battles on the edge, and that will be that for the first half, says referee Victor Gomez. An early goal from Alvaro Morata and seeing Spain take a 1-0 lead into the break. Catches in 15 minutes or so for the second half.
First half end. अल्वारो मोराटा का गोल पे एक 1-0। भाई मैचेस इंटरेस्टिंग जा रहा है बट जापान भाई थोड़ा प्रेस बहुत मिस पास कर रहा है। मिस पास करे तो कैसे होगा?
Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game.
Spain
a beautiful
1.
cross from Cesar Azpilicueta finding
second half में goal आएगा guys.
inside the
Tension
6-yard
नहीं,
box.
जो भी
His
देख रहे
header
हो,
went into the centre
like
of the
करना
goal,
मत
but it was
भूलो
so
अपना
close that the keeper Gonda just could
video
not
को
react in
and
time to make the
subscribe कर
save.
लो guys.
Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito
जो
firing
भी
a shot from
चाहते
around
देखो।
8 yards, going
And
comfortably
जिसको जो भी
into
लग
the
रहा है।
side netting.
Whatever you guys thinking, you can comment. So that I
Half-time, it's
can
Japan
reply back.
0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper Gonda just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper Gonda just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper Gonda just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper Gonda just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper Gonda just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper Gonda just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper Gonda just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper Gonda just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper Gonda just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta, finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards, going comfortably into the side netting. Half-time, it's Japan 0, Spain 1. The goal coming after around 12 minutes of the game. A beautiful cross from Cesar Azpilicueta finding Alvaro Morata inside the 6-yard box. His header went into the centre of the goal, but it was so close that the keeper, Gonda, just could not react in time to make the save. Japan have only created a handful of chances. The closest they came was Ito firing a shot from around 8 yards. Leave that there because we are now underway for this second half of this World Cup fixture between Japan and Spain. It's 1-0 to La Roja after the first period of 45 minutes. So you'd expect Japan would have to come out all guns blazing in this second period. Doesn't look like, though, that there's been any changes at this half-time interval. We will, of course, let you know if there are any changes once they are confirmed to us, though. So as it currently stands, though, for Japan, it's Gonda in goal, a back three of Taniguchi, Yoshida and Itakura. All three of those central defenders on yellow cards, may I add. Looks like there has actually been one change. Kaoru Mitoma has come on for Nagatomo, with Tanaka, Morita and Ito as well in the midfield four. Doan has also come on as well, with Almeida and Kubo still up top, although we'll just double check that for you. For Spain, Simon in goal, Balde, Torres, Rodri and Azpilicueta in the defence. Busquets, Pedri, Gavi, the midfield three, Williams, Morata and Olmo leading the line. And actually, we're now getting confirmation as well that Carvajal has come on for Azpilicueta. So changes, rather frustratingly, being confirmed to us a tad late. But what have you made of those changes at least?
Yeah, it's not the first time Japan in this tournament have brought on attackers and put them at wing back. Of course, Mitoma will be a very advanced right-sided, left-sided wing back, should I say. On that left, I mean, Nagatomo came off in the last game against Costa Rica as well at half-time, so that's not too much of a surprise. I think Doan might have made his way onto the field as well for Kubo. That's slightly surprising that Kubo was bright at times, wasn't he? And he's an attacking player, and they need attacking players on the field, but like-for-like change in the Spain team as well. Nothing too much in that, is there, at full-back?
No, not at all. So just to reconfirm, Kamada is still on the field. It's Kubo that has been replaced for Freiburg's Doan, and Kaoru Mitoma is on to the field of play. So very attacking changes for Japan, which is, well, really what they need at this point in time. Carvajal getting his first touches here with a throw-in for Spain on this near right-hand side as Morata's knocked down, won't find Williams. Clearance is made, won't find Maida. Rodri going back towards Pau Torres, who in turn will put that all the way back towards Unai Simon, under pressure from Maida. Goes back towards Rodri again. A couple of times though Unai Simon's been put under pressure, but Japan really trying to press from the front and force the issue. As Unai Simon under pressure once again from Maida, almost caught out, but Simon makes the clearance, finding Balde. Header away well by Ito. Brought down, opportunity here for Japan. It's never got goal. What a finish that is! What a finish by Doan, the substitute. Well, how has that worked out for Japan? 2/3 minutes in to this second half, and that is exactly what they needed. And they've played fantastically, might I add, in the beginnings of this second half. First shot of this second period, Japan on level terms.
What a strike that went into the left foot of Doan. He rockets it towards the
let's see, I have to watch.
Simon, I think, may have just been a little bit caught by Maida just before, and I don't know whether that's affected him getting across the goal. He got a hand to it. It wasn't strong enough. It's in the back of the net.
Wow, it's a wonderous finish from the substitute Doan. Seeing another replay here.
Good Japan.
Again from pressure being
Good
put
press.
on Simon, too slow to get out of his feet.
What
a
goal!
Brilliant interception by Ito. Doan brought it down well, and he's rocketed that.
What a goal!
Unai Simon could be doing a bit better. He gets a
What a
really
hit.
strong hand to it, but he can't keep it out. I mean, in fairness, Doan has caught it really sweetly, but considering he gets two hands to it, should he be doing better than that?
Yeah, I think we have to look at the goalkeeper. Absolutely. He's been caught out on a couple of occasions at the back, just playing around.
What a
not
hit,
doing enough with it.
truth.
And this time it's his hands, isn't it? If that's my goalkeeper in net and it's my team, I expect him to be saving that one. So yeah,
Let's go.
The goalkeeper certainly, but not just him. Of course, the pass out from the back was poor to Balde on the left-hand side, but he's got to battle better against Ito down that far side. Ito just wanted it more, and then Doan cuts inside, and I think the defender may have got a touch on it, but not enough.
Well, just to remind you that now as it stands,
What a hit, what a punch bre. लेफ्ट फुट से क्या हिट किया, गोलकीपर का हाथ में लग के भी रख नहीं पाया, but ये सेफ था बे.
They will finish top of the group as well. Spain would, I think, still just about qualify on a goal difference. So Germany's lead would amount to nothing. The only way
जापान वाला मैच अभी मजा आएगा, अभी मजा आएगा ना। स्पेन इतना उड़ रहा था, बहुत पोजीशन खेल रहा था। अब जर्मनी के लिए मुश्किल बढ़ गया। Yes, प्रेस करो भाई।
It's a late decision. Tanaka was trying to celebrate. It's been brought back. It will be checked by VAR. But what a moment this could be, Matt.
This is unbelievable, isn't it? Japan scored twice in 8 minutes against Germany. It could be twice in 2 minutes against Spain. Let's have a look at this one. I think it may have been
Germany तभी तो निकलेगा।
What an unbelievable moment. The Spanish are rattled. Just a simple ball to the right-hand side, and that substitute again, Doan. He's completely
जम गया मैच।
knocked the ball through his legs in towards the far post. I just wonder whether it went out of play actually as they were sliding for it. It was first there was Maeda, next was Mitoma. It's out of play, isn't it? It's a correct decision. Goal ruled out.
What happened to?
Look at the replay. It's a
goal.
Inches.
Offside.
Mitoma hasn't been able to get there in time. Roger wasn't able to clear it from the goal line either.
Check it, check. Please check.
And it should be chalked off as well. Definitely no risk of offside, but this is.
I'm just checking the German score.
Absolutely, it's a horrible start to the half, isn't it? Absolutely terrible from them, and they almost complacent, overconfident perhaps. They looked at that Japan team in the first half and thought, there's no way they can come at us in the second. But they should have looked at that Germany game. They answered back beautifully, and they've done so just again. I think the referee will eventually get things underway.
Oh, no, outside. Outside.
I tell you what, from that angle, it looks like it's
just outside, babe, just outside.
Take play when the ball is outside the width of the goals. I'm not 100% certain. They're still checking this goal. It could still stand.
It very much could. I don't think goal line technology will be able to come into play here. It's just whether or not
just outside
have enough cameras around to overturn it. Like you mentioned, the initial camera angle we got would have indicated the whole ball went over the line. However, that second angle, granted, is somewhat impeded by Mitoma sliding in to try and keep the ball in play, makes it a little bit more indecisive.
Yeah, and the referee's whistle plays a big part in this as well, because if his whistle comes before the ball hits the back of the net, the goal cannot be given. We don't hear the whistles in this game, so the fourth official is just having a word at the sidelines with Moriyasu, the Japanese.
Oh my God, ये हो भी सकता है बे, but बाहर तो मुझे दिखा.
Coach, I think this goal may stand. You know, given the amount of time this is taking, Busquets has gone over to the referee to have a word. The referee said, "Go away from me." This really puts Spain in jeopardy.
Maybe it's outside.
This goal has been awarded. Tanaka can resume his celebrations once again. Japan have taken the lead. They will leapfrog Spain going into first place. And well, with the way they started this half, you could say it's fully deserved.
That would point to that. It's unbelievable, isn't it? This is what the Football World Cup is all about, isn't it? The Japanese fans are in tears. They cannot believe this start to the second half. They are so jubilant in the crowd. And yes, Tanaka's got the second goal, but it was set up by Mitoma and Doan, the two substitutes.
Let's go! It's a score!
From the manager, and I did mention before the game that Japan always have a habit.
Let's go! Japan 2! Spain 1!
Of world football.
What the heck?
What they're doing now. We expected maybe a slow start from them in the first half, but I don't think anyone could have expected the speed in which they started this second. The question is now, though, Matt, do they continue with their momentum and try and get another, or
I think ball बाहर चला गया था, but ball का ऊपर का जो हिस्सा है वो थोड़ा रह गया था मतलब line के साथ. अगर like diagonally ये किया जाएगा तो. What the heck? What the heck? Spain now show you. बहुत पोजीशन खेल रहा था. Second up मचाने वाला भाव होता है भाई.
Here's Commander. That's a really poor pass, easily cut out by Sergio Busquets, as then Morata is fouled by Yoshida. No, he goes in to try and make the clearance. Has he been caught? He may have done, but Victor Gomez is going to allow play to continue for the time being. But that might be a cause for concern for for Japan. They are now in the lead, but you also have to remember they have their 3 centre-backs all on yellow cards. Surely one of them has got to be taken off if they're going to be put under pressure. Surely that's a head injury.
अभी गुस्सा हो गया है लुइस एनरिके फुल मूड में
Morita. He's in a real
full boom bum हो गया.
Actually, it might be
What a match going on, bro.
On the deck. I think he might be okay for the time being. He is looking up, making sure that he's making his teammates aware that he'll be okay to continue, but it will be a sore.
जापान फर्स्ट होगा तो स्पेन सेकंड है अभी.
It's a real clash of heads between the two. Rodri seems to have come off okay, but I tell you what, the way that some of the centre halves of Japan got yellow carded in the first half, I'm surprised that.
अभी प्रेस करो ना मोस्टली के.
It's great work from Doan just to hook it towards that far post, and the effort not just from one Japanese player.
This is World Cup.
Two to try and get to the ball, and yes, the first one doesn't get there.
Foul.
Pays off with the second
yellow card.
And it gets turned into the back of the net, and just Spain were caught napping at the back.
Yeah, they really were, and you just see on our off-tube studio pictures the relief and the joy in the Japanese stadium, and of course the substitute bench as well. They all go and celebrate.
बोल रहे later है. Time waste करना अभी से.
Japanese football. I don't actually remember the last time they were in the knockout stages. I think they have been in the last 2 tournaments at least, but they always a joy to watch.
Offside का कोई तो सीन नहीं था. बॉल का वो क्या सीन था वो दिखाएगा अभी.
Of the stadiums always cleaning up after games, even when they're not actually supporting either the teams that are there. We are seeing a couple more changes. Morata and Williams are being replaced for Spain. It's Ferran Torres and Marco Asensio that is coming on, so it's not going to get any easier for Japan.
No, absolutely not. These two, of course, have started the previous
what
2
a
games
moment
and come
for
onto the field as
Japan,
usual
yeah.
starters. And tell you what, Enrique's just thought, right, let's just change things. I don't think there's anything in particular that Morata, of course, the goal scorer, and Williams has really done wrong, but I just think he just wants some more life and energy in this second half. And I tell you what, the Japanese are full of it.
Yeah, they really are, as Rodri makes the long clearance, header away by
change.
That might have been the
Luis Enrique change.
With the header.
Asensio and Ferran Torres.
Pressurised by Dani Olmo, goes back towards Morita. That's another poor pass though, easily cut out by Ferran Torres. Carvajal back towards Rodri. Japan trying to press from the front and also keep a hold of their shape.
Just having a thought, Will, just looking at the table, yes, Japan would be top in the group, but if Spain were to equalise and make it 2-2, Japan would be going through, given the fact they've scored more than Germany. So Germany now have to go and score again.
Yes, they really do. They're still only 1-0 ahead in their game against Costa Rica.
और एक गोल करेगा मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है जापान.
Looks to try and make the clearance, although there might have actually been an equaliser for Costa Rica against Germany. We'll wait to go confirmation of that to come in, which could be a huge goal, and by all sense of purposes, it looks like that is the case, Matt.
It does indeed. 59 minutes gone in that game. It looks as though it's an equaliser. Keylor Navas captaining that side. Unbelievable scenes. After that 7-0 loss to Spain, they go and beat Japan, and then they're drawing against Germany now, and that would put Germany back to the bottom of the group, of course, and send them crashing out 2 group stages in World Cups in a row.
And you've also got to take into account now Costa Rica, if this goal does stand, they're only 1 goal away from meaning Spain go out as well. Which considering they, like you mentioned, were absolutely hammered 7-0. I can't see, I'm just seeing a replay of the goal now. There's no reason why this goal can't stand. I think it's
what a match is going on.
That's got the goal for
what
Costa Rica.
A match.
It's a massive goal for them. And this group, we knew it was wide open at the beginning of the day. I don't think we were expecting to be as open as this sort of
Croatia also score
standings with about half an hour to play.
Yeah, absolutely. Just seeing that replay again, I think there's a horrible moment for Manuel Neuer in goal. Horrible moment for Unai Simon as well for the first Japanese goal. Just our one thing.
Now 1-1 also. Croatia also 1-1. What the heck is going on?
Spain at the back playing it out, but instead it was just a genuine goalkeeper error.
Yes, it really was, as Balde turns away from Doan.
If Croatia score 1 more goal, then Spain can also out for this World Cup.
Rodri will look to try and inch his
what
way
the heck? What a night.
Rodri moves it towards the right now for Carvajal. Down the line, headed away by Taniguchi. Brought down well by Gavi. So really want to hold on to possession and hold off Morita. Gavi goes back towards Pau Torres. Spain trying to inch their way further forward. Remember, they've taken off their main focal point striker. They
Croatia also scored. What the heck?
Rather than
what a game is going on. Crazy, bro.
Again from the Japan defense, keeping them penned back. Here's Balde back towards Pau Torres. Constant images of
crazy
how the table looks. But if Japan do finish top, what does that mean for who they face in the next round, Matt? You've got the spreadsheet in front of you.
I do indeed. They would face, I believe, Croatia as a home game, should we say. That would put them probably on the same side of the draw as Brazil. If they were to finish second in the group, they would face Morocco, which would be a tie they would probably prefer as opposed to Croatia. But nonetheless, you finish where you finish, and you've got to try and win, haven't you?
Yeah, they can't try and finish second because doing that might mean they don't go through at all. So they're much rather a first place position. I know Spain and Morocco were in the same group in the last World Cup, of course. I don't remember the result in that game, mind you. It may have been a draw in a group that was very hotly contested, really, as the
what is going on, bro?
Coming off of Gavi, it will be a throw-in for
full
Japan
drama in this World Cup.
This near left-hand side. Looks like another change is getting readied here for Japan. Trying to work out who that is that's coming off. It looks like it's Maeda, who I think can only be being brought off here purely due to energy, because I think he's had a fantastic game despite not getting an assist or getting on the score sheet.
What a shift he's put in up top.
Yeah.
He's chased 8.5 kilometers in just over an hour. That is unbelievable running work from him. He has chased everywhere, dying for the cause. That's what the World Cup is about.
Yeah, and it is Asano who has come on in his stead. Former Arsenal man, of course. Asano never really got a game or a look in for the club. He's got an opportunity to make history with
Gavi, bro, what are you doing
tonight? A little over half an hour
to go
in this game.
Spain 2, Morocco 2 was the result in Russia, and it was 2 goal scorers that don't currently play for Spain in Isco and Aspas, and Nesri, who scored for one of the goals for Morocco, who's still, of course,
भाई इधर दोनों मैच बूम बम चल रहा है.
That second goal for Spain was a 91st minute equaliser. They were very close to losing that one as Asano picks up possession here for Japan. Back heel, ball over the top, will try and find Ito.
भाई दोनों मैच बूम बम चल
aiming to
रहा
try
है.
and put it back into the
हम
middle.
जर्मनी का मैच देखेगा अभी.
Daichi Kamada just couldn't quite wrap his foot around it, but they still look really dangerous, Japan.
They do, and Spain look open at the back, don't they? Just a quick flick, a back heel, and a flick over the top in towards Ito. He's not been able to chase forward much in this game, has he? But he does the right thing, trying to cut that one back. It's just unfortunate that Kamada's not in front of Carvajal nor the goalkeeper. But yes, Spain are throwing bodies forward as they have to do, but they look weak defensively when Japan go quickly at them.
Yes, they really, really do. I'm not sure as to why they're not playing with 2 out-and-out defenders. I mean, they've got Laporte on the bench. Why Rodri's still getting his start? Yes, he's a fantastic player, Rodri, but he's a fantastic holding midfielder. I wouldn't say he's a brilliant centre-back. Granted, I don't think he's done too much wrong in this game so far. As Gavi finds Carvalho, that's a heavy touch, and he's lost possession as Asano finds Karo Mitomo, gets away from Rodri, looks for support, never really looks up to his left.
Germany is gonna out.
Doan all the same, as Japan come forward again. Doan away from Balde, tries to thread through the pass. It's an important interception by Pau Torres as Dani Olmo will now try and break forward. He's just about got away from Ito. It's brilliant dribbling by Dani Olmo, then runs straight into the Japan captain in Maya Yoshida. That's another attack then. It breaks down as we see the images of the FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, in the stadium watching on. Doesn't really look too enthralled. I don't know why that is.
Well, he's not Japanese tonight, is he?
No, not at all. But considering his reaction, I'm assuming he's Spanish. As Rodri goes over towards Pedri, Asensio, Olmo. Spain still holding on to possession inside the Japan half, but they're not moving the ball with any real fluidity or intensity as Pedri tries to find Olmo. Poor touch, easily intercepted this time by Yoshida, goes down looking for a free kick. He's won it, but it's very, very soft to say the least from the former Southampton defender Maya Yoshida. He's won a free kick all the same.
What a game, bro.
Looking at the camera.
Germany, you have to score. There was no option.
Japan manager
2 teams, Germany and Costa Rica, they have to score to alive Qatar World Cup, bro. करना ही पड़ेगा, गोल देना ही पड़ेगा, दोनों टीम को ही गोल देना पड़ेगा.
Outside shout to get out of this group because they always seem to play well and make things difficult for the bigger sides. But if they do go on to win this game, I don't think anyone really could have predicted for them to beat both Germany and Spain and then lose to the seemingly easier game of Costa Rica.
If you beat Germany and Spain, you deserve to get through any group, don't
yes.
you? No matter what the Germany or Spain team, it doesn't matter whether it's 2008 Spain or an older Germany team.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter.
Muller को change करो.
They're always going to be great teams. You deserve to get through, and it's unbelievable. I don't
Howard आ रहा है.
potentially beat those two.
Godze and Howard.
Football is just a crazy game.
It really
Godze
is.
फिर से change करेगा क्या game?
Tournament at times a joy to watch. As an opportunity now for Daishi Kamada to hold on to possession, find the Tanaka Doan, who's looked fantastic since coming on to the field of play. He's been tackled by Balde. Will be a throw-in for Japan on the far right-hand side as Balde will get back into possession before relinquishing the ball to Japan. Not sure why he was holding on to it for so long. Maybe just trying to get his players back into a defensive position. As Ito will look to try and take this throw-in. Ito has found Tanaka. Back towards Ito, trying to get away.
Now Costa Rica attack.
Control from the number 14.
Ah!
Spain deep inside their own half. So it will be Balde that will come over to take this and try and kickstart a new attack. Only Pedri really making any form of movement for him. And they just look a little bit bereft of ideas.
I'm just trying to think the last time I saw Gavi or Pedri on the ball, playing it fluidly.
Good defense, Costa Rica.
I can note that in the last 10 to 15 minutes or so. It's not a dig out at those two, but it's sometimes youth and exuberance can be great when it's all going well, but when it's not going well, they sometimes might hide
Muller off.
shadows. And Busquets is stepping up to the plate and receiving the ball, but he's being pressed so fast he can't hold on to it. And those two youngsters are just not picking it up in the same way they did in the first half.
No, not
Godze आ रहा है, Godze. Full attacking football खेलेगा. और एक गोल खाएगा देखो.
Here's Pau Torres for Spain, finding Rodri. Over now towards Carvajal. Finding Ferran Torres. I'm seeing a couple more players getting ready to come on. Jordi Alba may have been one of them. I couldn't
Oh,
quite work
post
out
में.
who the other was, but two changes.
मुशियाला यार क्या खेल रहा है बंदा.
Make all 5 substitutions before.
अकेला मैं बोल रहा हूँ जर्मनी का एक ही प्लेयर दिखा मेरे को.
You could pick up an injury, in fact, and that would almost just kill your opportunity to get back in the game. It may have been Ansu Fati. I'm not 100% certain. That would make sense in another attacker coming onto the field. Danny Olmo's night has been cut frustrated, hasn't it? He's worked and worked and worked, just not being able to produce.
मुशियाला.
Seeing first change, it's Gavi that's going to be replaced for Spain. It will be Ansu Fati that comes on in his stead, and I imagine this is going to be a like for like for Jordi Alba to come on in the stead of Alejandro Balde.
No doubt.
It is onto the field, and it is Balde that's been replaced, and he has had a very decent game, hasn't he, Balde?
He has. He's done really well, although I suppose that the aspect of the man coming on the right-hand side and Doan and Asano and Mitoma all coming onto the field, Doan in particular, has made him struggle and gone down that flank, and Ito has got down that flank a lot more as well. So just some more experience, not just to provide some defensive assurance, but to push.
But ये लोग गोल देगा नहीं तो गोल खाएगा.
And we're seeing a change as well for Japan. Daishi Kamada, who hasn't really had too much of an impact in this game, he is being brought off for Japan. I think it was the number 16 that is getting ready to come on. It's
Penalty भी हो
change.
सकता
The
था.
Arsenal man Takehiro Tomiyasu who is going to come on. He's decent going forward. He can play full-back and in the centre of the defence if needs be. But I'm not really
गिनाबरी का बाल खड़ा हो गया.
going a little bit more defensive. It might be a case though that allows Ito to push further forward.
Yeah, I think so. And Tomiyasu will slot in as, yes, it will be a right wing back in the fact that they're still playing 5 at the back and Mitoma is on the left, but he will provide a little bit more height and defensive assurance from set pieces if it comes to that, but he will stay back. No doubt about it.
Here is Tomiyasu with the throw down the line, cut out by Alba. Ansu Fati's first touch will find Sergio Busquets. Danny Olmo through ball intending for Ferran Torres, goes down looking for a free kick. He'll win the free kick as well. Don't think there's going to be a yellow card shown. So it will just be a free kick for Spain. Costa Rica are 2-1 up against Germany. That is a massive, massive goal, which if I check the standings, means
Ball!
stands
Costa Rica
Spain
score!
and Germany are
Maha ki
going
chut!
out. Unbelievable scenes, man.
That is
Costa Rica score!
crazy stuff. 2 goals in 2 minutes for Japan. 2
Maha
goals in
ki
12
chut!
minutes for Costa Rica.
What the fuck?
Unbelievable scenes in this group E day in the World Cup. It's great. I don't think I've seen a day like this before.
Costa Rica score!
Yeah, just seeing
It means Spain can also out from here.
Very well, maybe, depending on who's got the final touch. I don't think there is actually. Costa Rica's goal, in theory, should stand. We'll keep you up to date, though, if there is any change in that whatsoever. It's not a convincing
No
goal
offside.
by any stretch of the imagination. It's just awful defending, particularly from Manuel Neuer. There's an opportunity that comes in for Asano on the slide that puts it wide of the mark, and the pass towards Ferran Torres in our game as well goes out for a goal kick.
I think it may be Vargas that picks up that goal for Costa Rica, and that will be written in the stars because the only reason he's playing is that Francisco Calvo is suspended with 2 yellow cards. He got picked up 2 yellow cards, one in each of the first 2 games, and therefore can't play this one. And Vargas has come into the centre of defence on the left-hand side of that back 5 that Costa Rica play, and with what can be described as almost a karate kick.
Costa Rica also score, behenchod.
It puts his side 2 onto the good. That will be checked, of course, through VAR, the female official, of course, making history, of course, tonight in that game. But unbelievable. Both are the favourites of tonight. 1-0 up and now 2-1 down.
What the fuck?
It looks like the goal is okay to stand. We have passed the halfway point in this game of the
Check
second
to hoga
half.
hi.
Japan 2, Spain 1. And the person to bring you through to full time was what is an insane evening of football will be Matt Guy.
Yeah, cheers, Will. I cannot believe what is folding in front of our eyes. I tell you what, anything could still happen though, couldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Germany and Spain themselves could both score 2 goals and completely flip
Goalkeeper,
the again.
माँ की चूत, स्पेन भी out हो जाएगा.
Costa Rica second, and Japan are coming forward once again through the midfield, drop back into the feet of Tanaka, but it's good interception there.
अब इधर देखो स्पेन का मैच.
By Danny Carvajal, bit scrappy in the middle of the park as well. But wow, this night is turning into something special. Japan, they made the round of 16 last time in Russia. They did also in 2010 in South Africa, as well in South.
जापान एंड कोस्टा रिका दोनों चला जाएगा. ये दोनों को आउट कर देगा. What a game! What a night! What a football! This is crazy, man. This is crazy.
The defender in Taniguchi out to the right now for Carvajal. Drops it back into the feet of Rodri. He's stepping forward.
If Spain is out from this,
The feet of Dani Olmo, flicks it around the corner. Taniguchi comes across, cuts that one out. And Mitoma, the Brighton man, is now just holding play up as Taniguchi smashes it out from the back. Has there been another goal, Will?
Yes, there has.
Fuck, this is crazy, man.
Immediately after going behind, I think Kai Havertz has put the ball into the back of the net, just looking at a replay of it. Now it's a ball that's been whipped into the area, not dealt with comfortably.
Costa Rica also score, behenchod. How is this possible?
All it will mean is that
This is Qatar 2020 World Cup match. कुछ भी हो सकता है. Nobody can guess.
They need to start winning this game.
Yeah, one doesn't help Germany. They have
Match is not end.
In fact, one only helps their rivals in Spain, doesn't it? It's unbelievable how this group is unfolding. But here is Asensio down the right-hand side. 13 minutes to go in this. 17 minutes to go in this game. As Asensio plays it to Olmo, goes down in the box, claiming for a penalty, a tackle from Mitoma, but Spain continue for now. Torres out to the left-hand side, into Alba, into Asensio, edge of the box, just looks to whip one towards goal. It's blocked away, but won back by Spain. This is much better from them. They're holding Japan back and winning the ball quickly. Pedri out to the right-hand side into Carvajal, controls it on his right boot, chips it towards goal. Header away by Taniguchi, and out it goes for a throw-in on the near side. Spain are doing well here. They're pushing forward, but Luis Enrique will more than just want his team to get an equaliser in this game. He will be delighted if he checks, or one of his members of staff check the scoreboard of the other game.
What is going on? I don't know, bro. Oh, Germany also score right now.
For Spain, Dani Olmo right in the middle, fronting things up, but out to the right it goes into Asensio. Right foot, weak-footed ball into the middle of the box. It's headed out in the end, and Spain are huffing and puffing, but not just yet blowing the house down.
No, they are not. They're attacking all guns, facing pumping players into the area. They're just not finding the required ball, but Japan are sitting deeper and deeper. They're not playing with the same intensity and aggression they were.
Germany वाला मैच मजा आ रहा है.
The ball to the area, turned away from danger, back to the walls of heading from Japan, and they still have 50 minutes plus what I'd imagine is going to be a healthy amount of added time at the end of this game as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Havertz goal कर दिया.
Isn't it? They've dropped further back, and Alba as well on that far side. I think Tomiyasu was also a substitution to try and nullify Jordi Alba's pace and energy coming on from the bench. The Barcelona man is blessed with great pace, isn't he? As Ansu Fati breaks forward, it's headed out from the back though by the defender in Itakura, and out to the left-hand side for Spain once again. Here's Pedri down the left-hand side into Alba. Fati is the inside left player, but instead he goes past him towards Alba. He's pulled back, is he, by Tomiyasu? No, says the referee. That one will just be a goal kick. Solid work.
अरे दो बंदा था.
Yeah, it's a good defending. He frustrated Jordi Alba there. He was pleading for a free kick. It didn't go his way, and he gave up rather quickly on that front as well. You'd expect a bit better from Jordi Alba in that regards. But
Germany is out if Spain is not draw or
as we see Andres Iniesta, so forlorn.
Draw करने यार कुछ भी करो. Germany का हाल खराब है.
Playing against, well, I guess the side that he currently plays his football for, of course.
Yeah.
Good ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And just seeing that Germany had a fantastic chance. Unbelievable.
What a save!
Keylor Navas, by the way, to keep that one at 2.
Keylor Navas. What a save.
For a few of the Spanish fans in the crowd, I think a few nerves in there, as one fan told politely his fellow fans in front of him to stop waving his scarf around because he couldn't see the game. I suppose you don't mind it if you're leading into the end of the game, but it's not good when you're behind, is it? It really has frustrated his fellow fan there. Unbelievable. That could be saved the tournament, by the way, that Keylor Navas save. Unbelievable scramble.
What a save,
Japan
bhai.
2, Spain 1, independent unofficials off-tube studio commentary coming your way in the final 14 minutes of this Group E clash. Of course, the other Group E clash between Costa Rica 2, Germany 2. Here's Dani Olmo down the right-hand side. He's just fronted up there by Taniguchi, and Spain will once again play it back to the midfield. They're gaining the possession. Those second balls back once again. Japan are dropping deeper and deeper in that 5-4-1 formation. Asano sprinting out to Rodri. Out to the right it goes into Ferran Torres. Up against Mitoma. Threaded ball through to Olmo. Tries a skill, but it bounces back to him. Jives one way, then the other. Asensio into the box, turns tightly. Still on the ball here, Asensio, as he looks to clip one into the box, does just that towards Fati. Fati takes the sensible option and nods it back to Pedri. Outside the box on the left-hand side, here's Alba, 2-on-2 down that left. It comes back to the young Barca man, into Rodri. The City man has a chance to shoot here from distance if he opts to. No, he opts not to for the now. Not panicking at this moment. Inside from Carvajal, flicked on by Busquets. Busquets to Torres. Quick passing once again from Spain. Out left to Alba, quick flick inside to Fati. This is much better from Spain, and it's much more likely if they play like this, they're going to get an equaliser. It's a just heads one half out towards.
What a match is going on.
Continues, it's relentless stuff from Spain. Whip to the edge of the box, it's taken off Busquets' toes as it's played by Asensio to the left. Ball comes in once again, and that one is an emphatic clearance from Marito, sorry. And Japan, they're holding strong under some considerable pressure.
Yeah, this is a real tough moment now for Japan. They're sitting back, inviting the pressure. They're getting plenty of players into the area to try and cut off the passing avenues, but because they're sitting that deep, it just means there's still every chance that the second or third ball could fall to a Spanish man and they could get a shot on goal. They need to really try and press further up the field, but they know if they do that, the gaps will open up for Spain to exploit. It's going to be a very long end to this game as, well, Mitoma is unable to keep the ball in after making the interception. They're doing well to hold firm for now.
They are 80% possession tonight for Spain, it's been, and yet they're losing 2-1. It just shows, doesn't it? Possession is not everything. It's that stat in the top left-hand corner that is the be-all and the end-all. As back it comes for Pedri and Spain.
13 corner ban to
Hands on the heads. The Germany crowd, as they know their team are going out as it stands, they have to get in front in that one. And, start troubling Spain and Costa Rica, of course, for that second place in the group. Here is Busquets looking out to the left-hand side. Alba into the feet of Fati, up against Tomiyasu. To perhaps go down the line, chops it inside instead in towards Pedri. It's methodical from Spain, but it's not quite inventive or ingenious at the moment, as a battle over on the far side is won in the end by Pedri against Doan. Into the midfield it comes once again. Busquets, sorry, stepping forward. Pedri out to the left. Asensio goes down the line. It's all very cramped. It's all difficult for Spain. It's going to have to be a moment of wonder or a moment of horror as Olmo shoots from distance, easily headed out there by Taniguchi. To the left-hand side it comes. Can Torres fronts up Mitoma, looking to go down the line. One-on-one. Mitoma does really well, the Brighton man, and then gets some support in the shape of Marito, who battles and wins it back. But Ito plays a slack ball. Here comes Rodri coming forward into Pedri's feet, controls it beautifully. The pass is poor though. Doan heads it forward to the striker in Asano. Now his head drops.
Last 10 minutes. Last 10 minutes, guys. Special moment. Thanks for the radio, bro. I'm just Japanese, American.
Exactly, just try and give them a tad bit of breathing space.
I don't know game on TV here. Oh my god. Guys, make it like, guys, this is a crazy match. Crazy. This is crazy.
They continue to hammer on this Japanese front door, but they just will not open.
10 minutes to go then. Japan 2, Spain 1 is the scoreline in this game in the Khalifa International Stadium. What a turnaround if you've just joined us. Spain were leading at half-time. It was a very dominant first-half performance. Only got the one goal. Answered back by 2 goals in 2 minutes for Japan. But here comes Fati down the left-hand side, looking to steer one back into the box. There goes the Japan foot. He blocks it back off Fati and out for a goal kick. Fantastic defending.
Fantastic play. I believe it was Itakura on that right.
This is very crazy night for every football fan.
It might have actually been Takahiro Tomiyasu yet again.
Oh my god.
The right time to flick it off of Ansu Fati. He's really helped shut up shop
Musiala
at that back post. There's going to be a lot of contention
Gnabry
about this goal that's currently separating the two sides.
I'm watching just German game.
Mitoma keeps the ball in play. Every angle that we see offers different bits of information. I mean, the first one we got, it looked like the ball was kept in play. This one, it looks like it's gone out. It's very, very hard, and it might feel a little bit harsh. Not really for Spain, because they're still going through at the moment. They'll probably feel a little bit harder done by, though, if Costa Rica retake the lead in the other game.
That's the only silver lining, isn't it? That Spain is still going to go through in this one. But yeah, contention all around. If you've also just joined us, it's also a point to note that Taniguchi, Yoshida and Itakura are all on yellow cards out the back for Japan, and of course Itakura will miss the next game should they go through in this group as Mitoma wins a free kick high.
Yeah, and I thought that was quite a clear dive by Mitoma, so I'm a little bit surprised that was given against him. There's a very slight pull, nothing else to it. There's definitely no clip on the heels. No wonder Sergio Busquets is so frustrated with that decision by Victor Gomez. However, it is a tackle that I think Sergio Busquets has gone down in similar light in his career. So
this is not a foul, bro.
Very unfair that the free kick has been awarded in fairness.
Enrique is not happy with that one. He's down on one knee, arms across the knee that's pointing upwards. Taken up for Costa Rica in the other game. The ball is whipped into the box, headed towards goal. Potential shout for offside, but it was headed on target by Itakura, but it was straight down the throat of Unai Simon. Yeah, the ball does well to find a man in blue. No marker from Itakura, but he was trying to score a header from basically the edge of the area. Would have had to take in a lot of power and some surreal placement in order to beat Unai Simon from that range. In the end, it was quite a comfortable save, though, for the Spanish goalkeeper. I have to say, Will, I've got the 2 goals and that header written down for Japan in the second half. I've not got a single clear chance for Spain written down. For all they've huffed and puffed, they just have not created since they went 2-1 down. Carvajal. Square ball across the midfield, 83 minutes gone now inside the Khalifa International Stadium. Picked up on the left-hand side by Alba, dropped inside to Pedri. Rodri now will whip it out to the right-hand side into Asensio. He's been slow since he came on, almost had the ball nicked off him there. As Ito puts her foot in, can't quite see that ball going his way either. It's from the back, comes Pau Torres once again. Pedri. Alba basically playing as a left winger now, fires it forward towards Fati. Great put in there by Itakura, turns that one away, as does Marito in the middle of the park, finds Asano, turns, drops his shoulder, then he's flicked forward by Marito. That's cynical from Rodri. Here comes Ito through the middle, up against Carvajal. Doesn't quite have the legs, it goes through to Simon, and in the end the attack comes to an end. Well,
that was a big chance for Japan. You've got to give credit to Carvajal for getting over to make that tackle on Ito. It fell to him quite kindly. I'm surprised it wasn't brought back for that earlier foul on, I believe it was Marito making his way forward. In the end, there was no free kick awarded, and the attack broke down. Brilliant play by Carvajal. There might be another goal to tell you about in the other game, though. I think Germany have just taken the lead.
It looks as though Kai Havertz has come on to score 2 goals in that game, but yeah, I would expect as soon as this game comes to a
Goal!
Rodri will pick up a yellow card because the way he
Havertz,
down
score!
Japanese man in blue, he basically rugby tackled him. Here is Asensio down the right-hand side, though, looking to chop one with another. Chance for a shot on his left foot, maybe. Opens up. It's a great sliding challenge by Mitoma as he blocks that one away. Busquets now out to the left-hand side. Finds
Germany score!
Tomiyasu into the 85th minute we come, and Kai Havertz has put Germany 3-2 to the good. They've survived that scare. Here comes Alba. Cross is blocked, but it's headed away in the end by the ever-present Maya Yoshida in the heart of that defence. And Spain will come once again. As it stands then, I believe Germany will definitely, of course, jump above Costa Rica. My understanding is they would draw level with Spain and behind on goal difference. So it doesn't really help them unless Japan win in this game, as Olmo comes forward, chops it to the right-hand side for Asensio, feeds it inside, it's blocked again, and once again there is Yoshida.
Yeah, brilliant play leading from the back.
Now is it important to watch
from
Japan and Germany
like
match.
you mentioned, yes, Germany beating Costa Rica, but the goal difference is just so severely different. There's a 6-goal swing in favour of Spain at the moment. You can't see, with the time that they've got left, Germany scoring that many past Costa Rica in order to make things a bit more interesting. Their only hope is that Spain can get an equaliser against Japan and maybe turn things around there for them to leapfrog Japan, because at the moment I don't see any logical way how Germany can go through and Spain can't.
No, absolutely not. They went out to the group stage in Russia, of course, but before that they got through the group every single time, apart from 1978 when there was split groups. They got through the first but not the second, and that's the only other time they've come out at the group stages, so it would be 2 in a row. And boy, oh boy, would those players be under pressure when they go back home. A Japanese change to come here then.
This is crazy night, bro.
The second goal scorer in Tanaka that's going to make his way off the field. What a shift he and Marito have put in the middle of the park. And this is clever from the referee as well, from the manager as well, Moriyasu, slowing things down. Yeah. And who is it that's come on, Will?
Looks like it's Endo that might have come on instead of Tanaka. So a bit more of a holding midfielder to try and help shut up shop for the final, well, just over 3 minutes plus added on time for stoppages.
Yeah, Endo, who started that previous game against Costa Rica, that change makes sense, of course. And that is their 4th change, Japan, I believe, or is it their 5th? I think it is actually their 5th of the game. So they've made all their changes, as have Spain. Moriyasu has slowed down the game enough to give his team a breather as they see this into the final 3 minutes of the game. It's Japan 2, Spain 1. An incredible second half turnaround in this one, as chasing down the left-hand side there is Mitoma. Once again, the Japanese heart is there. It gets to the ball first, but they don't have the legs to continue the run.
No, the control from Kara Mitoma there was just too poor, easily cut out by Rodri for him to intercept, but those counters still show danger.
If
and a sign of
Spain
life for
score,
Japan.
then Germany will going
make sure they keep enough legs to do their defensive duties.
last
Spain
16.
continue to come forward.
Fire forward to the edge of the box, and chested down, or half chested down by Ferran Torres. Half claims for a handball there by a Japanese defender. Nothing given at this stage, and nothing will be given by the referee tonight. Victor Gomez, strong in his decision making tonight, as Asensio on the left-hand side just opts to play that one back into Carvajal. Frustration in his legs as he switched the play out to the left-hand side. It stands then Japan 6, Spain, as they're still going out to the group, unless Spain can get a last gasp equaliser. Cross from the right-hand side, half headed away, finds the right boot of Jordi Alba. Tell you what, when he's shooting from distance with his right boot, you know you're doing something right. Yes,
that is true. If you're forcing the fullback into making shots, as Alba puts another cross in again, headed away by Itakura. Just saw a replay of that offside decision for the 4th goal. I have a feeling VAR might overturn that and give that, because I didn't see a clear offside decision. As the shot comes in, there's a big save by Gonda, and there was a cleared away at the last, I think, by Yoshida to take off the toes of Ferran Torres.
Unbelievable from the Japan skipper. It's the only real shot in anger they've had at the goal in this second half.
Oh my God!
A shaky little save from
अभी गोल हो जाता.
Olmo on his right boot, saved and grasped by the goalkeeper. This time he drops on top of the ball, holds it in his midriff. He looks towards the camera and blows out his cheeks.
Yeah, it's a big danger moment there for Japan. Lovely football. Danny Olmo with the shot. He's on the stretch, but Gonda read it early and got down to his right-hand side to make the save. Olmo doesn't really catch it well. He sort of scuffs it into the floor, which takes the stick out of the shot.
easy goal था बे.
Decent enough save by
Top corner
Gonda
मारना
to
था.
quell that effort. And thankfully now for Japan, the ball is right by the Spanish right-hand corner flag in favour of their possession. They can try and keep it there for as long as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Asano winning a throw in there. As we just have a look at that previous shot from Asensio. Ferran Torres was
The fuck is going on?
For the outstretched left toe of Maya Yoshida to turn that one away as the goalkeeper Unai Simon's under pressure. Past the 90th minute mark now, waiting for added time as we look towards the sidelines.
भाई कप्तान ने सेव कर दिया भाई.
To be added on. That goal has been ruled a
We have to
goal
look
in that
how much
Germany
extra time
game.
is.
All female staff tonight in the lineswoman and refereeing section, of course, making history, overturning that decision. So Germany 4, Costa Rica 2, and 7 minutes of added time.
7 minutes.
I can only imagine it's both sides using 5 substitutes each, and you got the 2 goals as well. But this is going to be probably the longest 7 minutes of these Japan players and the Japan fans' life. You've got to think back to the last World Cup where they were inches away from going past Belgium in the knockout stages, when a last gasp counter-attack move from Belgium knocked out Japan right at the death. They know last-minute heartbreak very well, Japan. They can't surely experience this 2 World Cups in a row, can they?
Well, anything could happen, couldn't it, in this game as the ball is flicked on down the left flank, but it's well grasped once again by Gonda. This time Pedri making that flick down that left-hand side. And just to remind you, Japan 2, Spain 1, Costa Rica 2, Germany 4.
Oh
Japan
my
top of the group with
God,
6 points.
Spain
Second, level on points with Germany, but ahead on goal difference, and Costa Rica bottom of the group. That would mean that Japan would play Croatia, and Morocco would be the hosts against Spain as things stand. But we have around about 5 minutes to go of added time in this game. We have about 8 minutes to go in the other game. Anything can still happen in this crazy World Cup. It's throwing up shock after shock, and boy, would tonight be another one. But Spain would be getting through by the skin of their teeth as things stand, unless Spain could score about 5 goals in 8 minutes. As Luis Enrique right on the sidelines cheering his side on. There's so much nervous energy in and around the Spanish fans inside the Khalifa International Stadium, and hopeful energy in the Japan section as well, as Ito down the left plays a good ball down the line for Mitoma. He's run his socks off at left fullback since he came on for Nagatomo. He's just not quite been able to make it stick when he's got into the attacking areas. He's coming forward here is Pau Torres, plays the ball into Busquets in the centre circle. Spain still coming at this in their methodical style. To the right hand side is a set against them. Pedri once again into the centre of the park, into Rodri, opens it up on the right hand side for Carvajal, has to stretch to control that, but does well. He's fronted up by Ito, and there is Asensio looking inside, couple of men in the box, but he opts to go square once again. It's a bit too slow and laboured for now. Fired forward by Pau Torres, rather an aimless ball that one, and then Endo decides, tell you what I'm going to do, lads, I'm going to get this pressure off our backs.
4 minutes left.
Smash this one down the field, out for a Spanish throw-in. And I tell you what, just seeing one of the fans inside the ground, the Japanese fans, so much nerves as well now on their faces.
I know, it is so much nerves on the bench as well. Just I don't think there's one, but actually I tell, like, there's one Spanish substitute that's currently sat down. Everyone else is just on their feet, praying that things go their way, as Asano pressurizes Rodri at the back, goes all the way back towards Unai Simon, and they'll press from the front once again to attack. A little over 3 minutes of added time to go, and Spain, I think, maybe have 1-2 more chances at most.
Yeah, Yeah, it's all hands to the deck, isn't it, now for Spain to try and get this winner in this game. They don't quite know what's happening in the other one. They are scraping through as it stands. 94 minutes gone, 3 minutes of added time to go. At one point tonight,
3 minutes left.
Going through on the fact that they had less yellow cards than Germany. For now, they're going through as top of the group as it's smashed down the right-hand side by Tomiyasu. I think he wanted to chase after that for a moment, but decided not to. Kept his head and will keep his position as Pau Torres has to chase out towards the advertising ball to collect that ball and take a quick throw in into the feet of Unai Simon. Hopeful clasps, prayers being given inside the Japan end of the Khalifa International Stadium. Final few moments of this one. Here is Rodri, centre circle, out to the right to Carvajal, into Asensio. There's no urgency in this Spain team, Will.
No, not at all. It seems like they're maybe relatively happy to just see this result out, because as it stands, they're still getting the better draw. They'll be facing Morocco, Japan facing Croatia. Maybe they don't want to press to finish top, but they're still holding on to possession. Maybe still wanting to go in with a little bit of momentum on their side as Asensio tries to put across.
2 minutes left.
Turned away once again. I've got to say the defending has been top draw from Japan, and I think, well, on that basis, Yoshida's got to be my man of the match.
Yeah, he's been incredible in the middle of that defence. He's got his foot on everything, including his head as well when the crosses have come in. But having said that, the quality of cross has been a little bit poor as well from Spain. The only good cross, of course, the Azpilicueta one into Morata.
Guys, everyone hit like. Everyone hit like and subscribe.
The strike from distance just completely drags that, and it never.
So that Spain score.
No, really, really poor. About 30 yards out there, Dani Olmo, and it's comfortably wide, and that will play perfectly into the hands of Japan. They will run down this clock for as long as they feel it necessary. The fans going wilder and wilder with every second that ticks by, as Germany almost got a fifth there. They're still pressing to try and help their goal difference, but they don't really have the time to overturn it against Spain.
Just to remind you, at one point it was Spain and Germany
last minute is going on. This is crazy moment.
Costa Rica were leading by 2 goals to 1, just like Japan are doing, but Germany have turned.
Everyone hit the like and subscribe.
It's going to be Japan and Spain going through, but Spain with a late goal from them could
like and subscribe, guys, so that
Gonda smashes that one clear from the goal kick out for a throw down the left hand side for Spain. It's taken quickly. Poor ball back from Pedri. He's gone in behind Pau Torres. That will eat into the clock a few more times though. 15 seconds or so to go. Will the referee Victor Gomez allow a few more seconds for La Roja to try and get an equaliser in this game and send Germany through? Down the left-hand side comes Alba. Deep cross comes in. It's a poor one. Endo looks to smash that one clear. All eyes on the referee. And it's game over! And Japan have made it through to the World Cup knockout stages. They've beaten Germany. They've beaten Spain. Yes, they lost against Costa Rica. They won't
oh
care.
my God.
2 goals in 2 minutes. They
Congratulations, Japan. Bye. What a moment for
in their next game. Unbelievable scenes in the Khalifa International Stadium as this one finishes. Japan 2, Spain 1.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck.
Spain are on +6, Germany +1. Need to get 6 goals in a minute, which of course is never going to happen. They know that they will be bowing out at the group stage for the 2nd consecutive World Cup finals. First in 2018 in Russia, which of course included some defeats, not least against South Korea.
Big goal difference.
This time falling to a different Asian opponent in Japan.
What'll be slightly different for Germany this time around?
Devon is out.
4 years ago, that was the end of a cycle. You know, that was a lot of players, you know, coming to the end of their international careers and bowing out, and you know, it was like a World Cup too far. This time, you know, this is a young team. Yeah, we mentioned some of the ages before. You know, Gnabry, Zani, they're the prime of the careers. Musiala is, you know, he's going to be a huge star as he tries to dribble.
He's trying to get a goal. It's deflected. Good save by Keylor Navas, but absolutely there's so much youth in the side.
Yeah.
For the tournaments to come in, the Euros and the World Cup, there's plenty of positives ahead.
Yeah, but this is disappointing that, you know, this isn't like the end of an era for them. This is a team that probably should have been doing, you know, they should have been doing better. They should have been going through this group.
Well, of course, they'll look to that defeat against Japan, but as you said, in that draw against Spain, you see in those few minutes, the sides were happy with a draw, sticking rather than twisting. And, in essence, really, that draw becomes a crucial result as well, because Spain and Germany would end on 4 points apiece. So if either team managed to get a victory in that one. Anyway, it doesn't matter now because the referee has blown for the full-time whistle. Hansi Flick shakes hands with Luis Fernando Suarez. It's a 6-goal thriller in this match.
Germany won,
Costa Rica confirmed that Germany have bowed out of the World Cup for the second consecutive time at the group stage. Jubilation for Japan, who beat Spain by 2-1. It's finished here in a thrilling end to Group E of the World Cup. Costa Rica 2, Germany 4.
This is crazy. This is literally crazy.